Evening, guys. I'm inside. It's a Tuesday night, and I have in the last week installed a brand new indoor grow tent. Now, the tent that I had before, which you would have seen in my other videos, that was in front of my computer, was a good enough tent. The shelving unit that I had inside it was very cheap, and this very cheap unit that I had been using for a very long time had finally succumbed to age, and I came home one day and I found that the entire shelves, bottom two shelves, had collapsed, dumping all of the figs from one row onto the bottom row, and there was dirt and soil everywhere, and it was a disaster. It was only a couple of weeks into many of these figs being in their pots and inside, but I'm very worried that some of these figs falling out and having all the soil disturbed and landing on the top of other figs really could hamper their growth a little bit. So I've got a new tent, much bigger tent, lots of room in here. The other one was chock full. This one has space on the bottom shelf I haven't used yet, place on the floor, and these, even the middle shelves that I've used, and including the top shelf. Plenty of space to do all the fun things that I like to do. Now, a bit of an update on some of the fig cuttings. Not everything is doing a lot. There are many figs in here that are just remaining sticks, but some of them, for instance this red Conadria, has put on some leaves in the last couple of days, or the last week. Up the back there we have a fig called Violette Sepor, put on some nice growth, and it might be difficult to see, but there's some roots down there as well, lots of roots on that plant. I've brought in from the back grow tent this Martinenca Rimada. Now, the reason I brought this in is this is obviously putting on some nice growth since the last video that I updated, but we had some really nice roots going on the outside of this container, and they are very worryingly disappearing. So if you can see that little root there, we still have some roots, but these were nice healthy white roots previously, and since then a lot of them have died off, although there are a couple of new ones coming through today. So I don't know what that is. I'm a little bit worried to see roots dying off. I haven't seen any above ground changes, but I just want to be certain. I've got it inside, it's on a consistent heat mat in here, and I hope that's going to make all the difference. We have some cuttings that have rooted out but haven't yet put on any leaves, and we have some cuttings like this Lebanese green up the back here that is putting on figlets but has not put on any other leaf growth at this stage. This bottom shelf, this is the ones that I've got that haven't put on much growth at all yet. Some of these are newer than others, and I do hope that they all kind of spring up in the next couple of weeks. Now, there's a bit of a difference in temperature between the shelves. So this bottom level here, we're reading 23.9 degree at the moment at 41%, whilst up here we're reading 25.7. So it's just under 2 degrees difference at 46%. So as we go down, we get about 2 degrees colder, and that will come in important for when I put together another experiment that I'm going to do in the next couple of weeks. Now I've got a little bit more room to do that sort of thing. So we'll keep an eye on these tents, we'll keep an eye on these figs, and we'll see how they go over time. I think that they like this new environment. We obviously have our grow lights above here. We have several heat mats. So we have a heat mat up here also monitoring temperature. This comes down to the black one up the back, and this black one on this shelf here. We have a heat mat there, a heat mat there, and a heat mat there. So there's plenty of heat coming in this tent. Hopefully this is enough warmth to get all of these going. I really want to see some leaves on everything before spring. So let's see how we go. Bit of an update from the indoor grow tent. Catch us all in the next one.